believe in God. However, I grew up in the church. Many men in my family have the title of preacher, pastor, or deacon. My family owns many churches and has many other that they attend when they can. When I became an adult, I chose to abandon my familial practices and no longer attend church or believe in a higher power. But growing up in the church gave me the opportunity to better understand people and navigate spaces with those that I don't have anything in common with. My name is Kayla Mason, and today I'm going to be talking about the importance of exploring different religions. I'm going to convince you that it's important to know about other religions as it helps us better understand people, have compassion, and it gives you the required tools for diverse spaces. Knowing the foundation of different religions allows you to understand. Everybody has different morals and standards, but knowing where they're coming from gives you the respect that you need without asking many questions. Jessica Fahini states, "We educate to prevent mindless violence driven by ignorance and hatred." Someone once said, education does not guarantee tolerance, but ignorance increases the likelihood of intolerance. From ignorance stems intolerance, and from intolerance stems hatred. I interviewed a peer of mine, Zaria Hollings, as her family practices Santeria. I asked how she feels when people come to her with judgment regarding her religion without asking many questions or knowing much about it. She stated, "When people come to me with judgment over my familial practices, I do get offended and it makes me want to defend myself and shut down. I understand why people judge, however, we all believe in different things, so the judgment may not be fully warranted." And I chose her because we grew up in different spaces, and yet she's victim to ignorance regarding religion. Some argue their religion is the only correct one and every other religion should be ignored, disproven, or argued. But as Max Muller stated, he who knows one knows none. Meaning, if you can only accept one to be right, do you really know anything at all? There's a Christian blog run by Caleb Jenkins who states or explains how knowing about different religions or exploring others may deepen your relationship with Christ. And understanding people is just the starting point. We must have and lead with compassion. I don't believe in religion, but I do have compassion. When I see people do things that I don't do, it doesn't make me want to shake my finger at them or make unnecessary comments as they're just doing things that are different from myself. At the place that I work, many people perform wudu, which is the Islamic ritual of washing before prayer. Most of the time it happens in the bathroom stalls, sometimes at the sink with their personal water bottles. I've seen and heard many people make unnecessary comments, judge, and even shame people for performing wudu. But to me, they're not hurting me or inconveniencing me, they're just doing things differently than I do. So it doesn't send me into a fit of rage or make me spew out hate when it's just different than myself. Liz Ryan from Hartford International University stated that I empathize with people of other faiths and cultures in a more respectful and meaningful way, even with a curiosity to learn more. Now, on a hot summer day, I look at people of other religions wearing their symbols of faith and think of Eid, Passover, or Ramadan. Not as shallow, they must be hot. I've moved beyond wondering how hot they might be to a respectful curiosity about the significance of their attire and beliefs a person holds. A lot of people feel that their need to teach and belief that their religion is the only right one is more important than compassion, and having compassion for others is a disservice to God. But James Willis points out that rather than being a cosmic landmine to one's salvation, perhaps studying the wisdom traditions of other religions would expand one's empathy toward their neighbor in a globalized society. Also, in addition to understanding and having compassion, we don't live in a world where everyone around you is the same as you. Not only do we live in a diverse world, but we also must conquer it. It's not enough to just live beside people that are different from you, because having ignorance can make one instance a difficult one, can make you say things that may hurt someone else. At its core, America is diversity, and it's important for us to appreciate the differences from those around us. We must have religious tolerance, or tolerance in general, as it aids us when we're in spaces that are unusual to ourselves. Universal Enlightenment and Flourishment states, pluralism is a concept that recognizes and respects the diversity of beliefs, values, and practices across different religions. Despite the vast array of doctrines and rituals, several commonalities underscore the essence of pluralism in religion. These commonalities include the emphasis on ethical living, the pursuit of transcendence, the importance of community, and the quest for understanding and tolerance. I chose this as it's very important for us to see that we're not all so different. And a lot of people, when they see people doing things that they wouldn't, or believing in things that they wouldn't, their first thought is just to focus on that, when we actually have a lot more in common than we like to let off. Plenty of people, like some in our government, reject diversity and want to erase it as a means of control. Mahatma Gandhi states, the first step in dismantling intolerance is to accept that it is a destructive attitude that could develop in anyone under certain circumstances. It is not hardwired mentality, and it can be unlearned. Not only can it be unlearned, it should be unlearned for the betterment of our society. Now that I've discussed why learning about religion is beneficial, we must not ignore it. Knowledge in more than what you believe in or practice aids in understanding, compassion, and diversity. Embracing those different to you will save heartache, headache, and earaches for yourself, your neighbor, and everyone else around you. Knowing the world contains more than just you, and it is in fact big enough for everyone, is the ultimate goal. Thank you.